Hello and welcome back in this very awesome idea that I just had. How about making a video about the best sounding inline engine? We have the 3 cylinder, we have the 4 cylinder, and of course the 6 cylinder, and hopefully maybe soon the developers will put the 5 cylinder. Yes. Alright, so let's begin. I made 3 similar engines. So as you can see, I call them sound testing 3 cylinder, sound testing 4, and sound testing 6 cylinder. As you can see, all of them in 2018, all of them with the same specs. Let's open this 3 cylinder and start with it. Right, as you can see, let's start from the beginning. As you can see, we have inline 3 engine, aluminium block, 86mm on the bore and stroke. All the engines will have the same bore and stroke. This one is 1.5 liter engine, dual overhead camshaft with 4 valves per cylinder, same on all engines as well. Aluminium head and block on all of engines, VVL also on all of the engines, and the internals are similar on all engines. Cast iron crankshaft, cast connecting rods, and of course low friction cast pistons. Zero quality absolutely on everything, with 10.5 to 1 is the compression ratio. Also on all engines, the cam profile and the VVL profile is also the same on all engines. So basically all the specs here, you will see it on all 3 engines. We have 35 on the cam profile, 75 on the VVL profile with VVT on all cams. We have naturally aspirated, direct fuel injection with single throttle body and a standard intake manifold. We have premium 95 octane. I'm going to use premium even if the engine doesn't really require premium. I mean, this one, if I drop the compression a little bit, I will use regular fuel. But to make the engine, to make all the engines comparison really similar and really fair, I will use 95 so I can match all the specs on all of them. As you can see, the fuel mixture is lean to the down under. As you can see, to 15 air fuel ratio, which is extremely lean. 50 on the ignition timing, I will leave it like this. 6500 is the RPM limit on all 3 engines with zero quality on the fuel system. Short cast headers, the same exhaust also on all engines, same exhaust size also. We have a 2-inch exhaust diameter, or even on the 6 cylinder. I mean, the 6 cylinder really requires a bigger exhaust diameter, but I'm going to put 2-inch on all of them to make a good comparison. As you can see, we have high flow 3-way catalytic converter with no first muffler and reverse flow second muffler. Now the test here is to test the sound of the engine with, as you can see, a quiet daily driving economical exhaust system and the intake system, and try use a performance one and switch to a racing one. So as you can see, we are now in the standard section. Let's start with the inline 3 and hear how does it sound on standard. As you can hear, it sounds very quiet and elegant. As you can hear right now, and as you can see, the engine sounds really quiet at low RPM and looks really simple and elegant at the same time. I mean, I love the design of the 3 cylinders. Looks so cute actually. 3 cylinders only, banging and giving that much power. 112 horsepower. This is a good engine. This is not bad at all. Smoothness is bad, I know that, because 3-cylinder engines are not really smooth. But it's responsive, it has sporty noise to it, and it's reliable. And it has very good fuel economy, and it's very lightweight. I mean, yes, the internals are made from cast iron and cast aluminium or aluminum, but it's still good. It doesn't require that much engineering time, and the production units is very low, which is great. The emissions are low, so all of the 3 engines are good. Now this is the standard. Now let's switch to performance intake and performance exhaust. Now this is performance intake. As you can see, more power, more torque, and more fuel efficiency. Sport exhaust system or performance exhaust system, just switch the reverse flow muffler to a straight through muffler. As you can see, a little bit power, less fuel efficiency, more octane a little bit, and look at the difference in the sound. It used to be quiet, now it's loud. Now let's fire it up. Yes, performance. sounds very much high performance. I mean, the sound is just absolutely amazing. These three cylinders are banging a good noise out of the engine. Now let's switch to a racing intake manifold, and of course remove every kind of muffler on the exhaust, make it a straight through pipe. We have a racing intake, as you can see, and yes, remove all the mufflers. We have no mufflers and a straight I'm gonna keep the catalytic converter to keep the engine clean and keep it road legal at the same time, you know, for emission use. Now, are you listening? 3, 2, 1, and yes, this is how it looks with racing intake. Look at that beautiful carbon fiber intake. Looks absolutely amazing. Wow, look at that carbon fiber intake. I would love to have this intake on my car. It will look absolutely magnificent. And yes, it's expensive. It's not cheap to have an intake manifold made completely from carbon fiber and a snorkel for the intake instead of the air filter made also from carbon fiber. Wow, look how shiny and how amazing and how expensive does it look. All right, I'm getting carried away here. So this is the Inline 3 engine, both in standard form, performance form, and of course the racing form. Now let's save it and go back and switch to the 4-cylinder and change what we will change. Let's see, you have first to sort them by name, collapse everything, and let's see, search for it. Where is it? Okay, there you go, 4-cylinder. Alright. So let's begin with the specs. Also the same inline 4 aluminium block. As you can see, the same bore and stroke, the same heads and valve, the same material, the same technology, same internals, same compression ratio, and of course the same camshaft and cam profile. The same technology here, naturally aspirated, same fuel system and same fuel, lean as possible. Medium 50 ignition timing, 6,500 as the RPM limit, short cast, regular daily driving exhaust system. And this is the final result: 145 horsepower, 131 pound-feet of torque. Pretty much good for a regular economical 2-liter inline 4 engine. Of course, if you turbocharge this engine, you will make much more power, but this is as good as it will get. For this video, of course, I can make it extremely more economical or more powerful, but for the sake of the comparison, I'm going to keep it this way. As you can see, it's reliable, service cost is really minimum, and the production units are a little bit higher than the 3-cylinder. The engineering time is a little bit higher too. The emissions are still good. The fuel economy is good. It's smoother than an inline 3. It's responsive. It has sporty noise to it. It's actually quieter than the inline 3 with the reverse flow muffler. It looks good. It's a little bit heavier, 29 kilograms heavier for an extra cylinder, right? And a bigger camshaft and a bigger crankshaft and a bigger block. Yes, that will all add to 929 kilograms. All right, let's fire this beast up in the standard daily driving economical form and start to modify it. All right. As always, it sounds really elegant and smooth at idle, as you can hear. If you want to drive it in a car from 1000 RPM to 2.5 to 3000, it's very smooth and quiet. And when you put your foot down, and this is how it looks from the inside. looks good, looks very balanced and very good at the same time, very elegant. Alright, let's move on with a performance intake manifold and intake system. This is how it looks. Looks good. Yellow intake manifold with long runners, performance intake, performance airbox, performance air filter, and of course performance we called a throttle body. The sensors will be the same. These are only stuff that will change. Alright, now the exhaust, put a straight through muffler, and as you can see the fuel economy has dropped. The engine requires a little bit more octane to run. It's now loud, it's lightweight, and yes, it's good. Now let's fire this beast up now. It's a little bit louder at idle. As you can see, we are hearing induction noise. As you can hear, it sounds really great, sounds really performance, really full of performance. Actually, when you will fool some people if you remove the reverse flow muffler into a straight through muffler, if you replace it, you will fool a lot of people. And this is how actually ricer people work. They replace the stupid reverse flow muffler with what do they call it? A cannon? Yes, a fat cannon, something like this. Yes, a fart cannon. Yes, it's a funny name, a fart cannon. They replace it with that, and suddenly they have a racing car. No, that doesn't how it work. I mean, yes, sometimes you will gain like extra 1 horsepower, 2 horsepower, but no. I mean, the sound of it for a naturally aspirated, crappy inline 4 engine, no, this is not good. If you want to put a fart cannon on your exhaust system, just change the whole exhaust, put a stainless steel one, change the header, put better intake system on it, change the camshaft, you know, or if you want a simple thing to do, just go to the dyno and tune it. Even if it's stock, just go to the dyno and let them change the fuel map and put more ignition timing in and use a higher octane fuel so they can push a little bit more ignition timing in, and then you can change your exhaust system, put a high performance intake and airbox, and you will be good to go. Right, now we heard it in the performance. Now let's go to the racing. As you can see, it looks absolutely the same intake as the Inline 3, the same snorkel, carbon fiber snorkel, and we have a 4-runner carbon fiber intake manifold. And now let's remove the muffler and start it up. Well, it sounds. I don't really like the sound of the Inline 4 with everything on race, because it sounds like a tractor. That's loud. Sounds really like a tractor. So this is the Inline 4 then. Now let's switch to the Inline 6 and see what's what. Let's collapse, sort, and let's see. No, sorry, we sort it like this. Collapse, sort, and see where is our engine. Is it here? Ah, here we go. Sound testing, 6-cylinder, right. Alright. Starting with the specs again, as you can see, everything is similar. 86 on bore and stroke, dual overhead camshaft, 4 valves per cylinder, aluminium, VVL, the same internal, zero quality, the same compression ratio, the same camshaft profile, VVT, naturally aspirated, direct fuel injection, single throttle body standard, 95 octane, 15 on the air fuel ratio, 50 on the ignition timing, 6500, short cast header, 2-inch exhaust diameter, and of course high flow 3-way, no muffler, and reverse flow muffler. As you can see, the inline 6 is much more powerful, 195 horsepower and 193 pound-feet of torque for a 3-liter inline 6 engine. As you can see, it's much heavier. It's still reliable. The fuel economy is good. The engine is really clean. We have a much higher smoothness. As you can see, the engine is really smooth. Throttle response is great. The engine has sporty noise to it, but it's still quietly normal. And of course, the production units are a little bit higher, and the engineering time is a little bit higher as well. This is how it sounds at idle. Six cylinders going up and down. That's awesome. Put your foot down. Sounds really good even in the standard form. Inline 6 engines are just perfect. I love them. They are smooth, they are sporty, they make good amount of power. Put a turbocharger on it and you will have massive amount of power. And of course the famous form, or the famous engines of this kind, is the RB and the 2JZ. Who doesn't love these two engines? They are just amazing. Right, now let's switch to a performance intake manifold. As you can see, the same shape, we have extra 2 runners and yellow, same performance airbox. Now let's put a straight through muffler. Alright, now let's fire it up. And we have 200 horsepower, 203, just by replacing the intake manifold, airbox, air intake, and as you can see, replace the muffler with a straight through one. Sounds much better than the standard form. Of course, it sounds now louder and clearer, but now let's go fully on crazy and put racing intake manifold, and now this is looking much better. I mean, I love the inline 3 short looking 3 runners intake carbon fiber intake manifold, but this one, look at that long runner made entirely from carbon fiber with this longer, and as you can see, the diameter is bigger. Snorkel looks absolutely magnificent. I mean, the snorkel is big and then it goes small so it can accommodate the throttle body size. They should fix that. The developers should make a bigger throttle body, and so they can make the size of the snorkel fit completely on the throttle body, not like this. This look really hideous. Bigger and then go smaller. Alright, let's remove the second muffler. Alright, and fire it up. It will sound crazy now. And look at the power. Oh, wow. Sounds really good at low RPM. Listen. game. I love this one. Yes, here. Wow, that sounds really, really mean, and wow, that's a racing engine. Sounds really like this one. If I put a more aggressive camshaft in it, increase the ignition timing. No, I'm not gonna mess with the fuel. Put a better headers on the engine, and it will be a real racing engine. So I hope that you really enjoy the video. This is these are all of the inline. These are all of the sounds for the inline engine. Inline engines in automation game. Which one is your favorite? I would love to hear from you in the comment section below. Which one and which form of these three engines did you like in this video? And please, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, get subscribed, and share the video if you want to share it. And of course, if you want to request an engine, you can write it in the comment section below, or you can go to my Patreon page, and I would love if you do that, because it will be more organized. You just go to my Patreon page, write your request over there, so everything will be more organized. And I'm gonna see you very soon with more cool requests like this one, or even more cooler than this one. And for now, goodbye, my friends.